Welcome to a new episode on the Passion for Pencils YouTube channel. It has been a very long time since I made a video and I'm glad to be back. It was a little bit of a struggle. It has been a little bit of a struggle for the last, well, let's say 2 years, but it was also a very good time. I've been dealing with chronic migraine attacks, as you know. I've been telling you about it, and things completely got out of hand at a certain point. But thankfully, I found a remedy that has improved a lot. And this is the right time to get back to Passion for Pencils. Now, what I'm exactly going to do with the channel, I have no idea yet. So I thought, let's start where things began years ago, in a coloring book. Back then it started in the beautiful coloring books of Joanna Basford. But right now I have the Flower Year from Leila Duly on my desk. And as you can see, there's a little bit of pigment here and there. And that is left, it's a leftover after erasing a first attempt to color this page. I wasn't happy with the end result, so I'm starting over again. I'm using Prismacolor Premier pencils, and this is Canary Yellow. Here I have a green one. It's called Phthalo Yellow Green Hue, and this is a light fast pencil. Once upon a time, Prismacolor Premier had a light fast range. I don't think it is available any longer, but I have a couple of them. This Prismacolor Premier set that I own was gifted to me by a viewer a couple of years ago. Very nice set of pencils. They are so soft. They are famous for their blending and their softness. And to be honest, they are not that expensive. There were some quality issues with the pencils. I have a couple of them with quality issues as well, so that is a thing you need to think about if you want to buy them. But the softness of the pencil is really it's a joy to use them. As you can see, we have a bright sunshine on the desk today. We have quite high temperatures in the Netherlands, although it is autumn. So that's nice. Here I have yellowed orange, and let's see if we can turn a little bit, if we can turn the autumn colors a little bit up. A couple of days ago, my husband and I went to the forest for a nice walk. It was a beautiful forest. We had never been there before, and it was a forest with a lot of lakes in it, and that was actually quite nice. The first autumn colors were visible in the trees, but it's not full-blown forest colors yet. So I need to get back, but I think in a couple of weeks I will go. And then I'm planning to go to my favorite area in the Netherlands, the Veluwe. Let's use this orange also here in this nice acorn. And here we have a color called mineral orange. So yes, it is my plan to restart the Passion for Pencils channel, and I've been doing a lot of thinking about it, where to start and how to do it. Should it be the same as it was, or should I make some differences? Should I change things? And a couple of days ago I already did some recording, and I wasn't happy with the result. I was coloring in a different coloring book, didn't feel right, and then I thought, let's go to this one, Leila Duly. This is an interesting color called henna. It's a reddish brown. Over the years my coloring techniques have changed a little bit. When I started out on this coloring journey, I wasn't that interested in whether the tip of my pencil is sharp or blunt, freshly sharpened or not. But you know, as my eyesight is aging, I turned 50 this year. I need reading glasses, and as that is progressing, the aging of my eyes, a sharp pencil tip is becoming more and more useful. It's easier to be precise, as when I was younger and my eyesight was a little bit more precise, I could easily use a blunt pencil to color without getting pigment in areas where I really didn't want it. But that is no longer the case. I need a little bit more precision in the pencil itself, so I'm sharpening a little bit more. This one is Terra Rose. And as you can see, I'm just layering these thin layers of color on top of each other, and then they blend with each other, and well, it's just lovely. Now this sketch by Leila Duly is more of a botanical type of drawing, because you can see here the acorn in different stages of its development, and you won't find this in nature, because you know, in summertime they will look like this, and then they will slightly grow, and eventually they will turn out like this. So, but the purpose of a botanical drawing is to show you the plant or the flower in different stages. So I think this is truly a botanical drawing, but I'm not coloring it in the botanical tradition, not at all. There are a couple of rules to follow if you want to do that. It started as a scientific way of, you know, there were no photo cameras in the early days of botanical science. So they did everything with drawing and painting. This is a 90% French grey. So you may wonder what I've been up to all those months without recording videos. Well, I've been up to working very hard to do some brain retraining, and I'm not sure if you've ever heard about that, but for people who are dealing with illnesses where brain and nervous system are involved, doing a brain retraining program can be very, very helpful to teach the brain and nervous system to start behaving in a different way, in a more healthy way. And that's what I've been doing for the last 2 years. Here I'm back to the mineral orange. And I'm still working every day, training, practicing, doing whatever is necessary to teach my brain and nervous system to no longer ignite the false alarm that is called a migraine attack. I think I want to add a little bit of red, crimson red, just a touch of it. I've been having migraine attacks for years, and I've always had this feeling that there was something very weird about it, because you have a headache. Well, it's just horrific, but actually there's nothing wrong with your head if you have that. So where does that pain come from? It's really mind-blowing, almost literally. Here I have goldenrod, but I'm very grateful I found this brain retraining program, and things are improving. Now the thing is, I cannot just start running around again and just act like nothing happened. Those migraine attacks, they came for a reason. So there are things that I need to change. There are things that I need to learn. I'm doing that. And one of the things now is, you know, I told you about, in these videos, I told you I have a difficulty of finishing stuff. Not only art, but all sorts of projects I have difficulty finishing stuff. This is marine green. It's not that I don't want to finish things, but it seemed possible. It was very difficult. And the fun thing is, with the brain retraining, finishing stuff is becoming easier and easier. Isn't that interesting? So my coloring and painting is benefiting, I think, from this whole journey. And things are improving now to a level that I can pick up things again. I started working again. I am a teacher. I teach people how to sing. I am a voice teacher, and that has things are improving a lot with the work. So now the next step is to get Passion for Pencils back on its feet. Look at that. Just the layering with these pencils is just so lovely. I love it. Beautiful. I'm not using any reference photos or stuff like that. I'm just doing what I like. I've seen a lot of acorns and leaves, oak tree leaves, so I'm just doing something. Now I did this drawing before and I erased it. So I need to keep in mind what went wrong with the first attempt, and that was that I started layering with the wrong colors, and it became a very I don't know how to describe it. It looked greasy, it looked overworked, it looked not airy. I like it. Couldn't breathe anymore. The drawing couldn't breathe anymore. I have no idea if that makes any sense, but there was no breath left, no air left. This is light green, so I really have to be careful not to make the same mistake again. Now I leave these two greenish, and I don't think I do it exactly right when you compare this to a real acorn growing in summertime. I think it looks different, but okay, that's fine with me. I will use the same colors in this leaf. I've been thinking about nice videos for the channel, and I had trouble making up my mind. So I thought, let's start in a coloring book. So I did. And then the first attempt was not satisfactory. It didn't work out for me. So I thought about it, and interestingly, my sister-in-law already asked me what you're going to do with the Passion for Pencils channel. And that was interesting, because clearly she sensed I needed to go in a slightly different direction with this channel. I'm not exactly sure what that direction will be. But it seems like I need to get away from the coloring books in a sense. In this sense, you know, I love nature. I just love nature. That is the place where I get my inspiration. And I like to get the beauty of nature on paper. Now you can do that in many different ways, but right now this type of drawing, the Leila Duly style, works much better for me than other styles where, you know, the other coloring books. I like the realism of this drawing more right now, so that's what I'm going to do, I think. Well, that's where I'm going to start, with a more realistic style, but hopefully in a way that you can follow and enjoy yourself also. Let's get back to this canary yellow, because my mission is unchanged. The mission is to create beauty and spread joy. And I hope that this mission is very catchy and contagious, so that you will start or continue to create beauty and spread joy also. I think it's very, very important. That's something else that I learned in this brain retraining journey. You get to know yourself. If you're interested in this work, if you are having chronic pain or chronic illnesses, and you are embarking on this brain retraining journey, you are going to get to know yourself. And one of the things that I realized, I already knew it, but now I really realize it. I really want to create. Doesn't matter what I create, as long as I create. This is the French grey again. I'm going to create a little bit of contrast here. Make this a little bit darker. So this summer I have been using my garden as a rehabilitation center. And I've been digging up the garden, the front garden, and replanting plants and shrubs and all sorts of flowers. So I created a new front garden. I loved it. I also did a lot of painting in and around the home and in the garden. I loved it as well. Creating beauty. Make things beautiful. Really like that. So I'm now looking on the screen of my phone. I'm still recording with my phone, and that gives me a different perspective on this drawing, and it helps me to see what needs to be done. Now I already see that I'm about to make the same mistake as I did the first time that I color this. And the problem is in the leaves. I really need to be very, very careful not to overdo it. And I think the yellow is a little bit too much right now. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use the eraser to tone things down a little bit. And this is a big one, a big eraser. Look, I think that is just toning down this and make it look a little bit more airy is much better. The color is still there, but not so strong. You could use an electrical eraser for this as well. It's a little bit more precise, of course. I smudged a little bit, so I need to clean things up a little bit. Now I want to put a touch of blue in this drawing. Let's go for this one, Indent Throne Blue, and I'm going to put it here. Oh, this is very strong. Oh my goodness. I need this very strong. I think this pencil has been in direct sunlight. I think the tip of it has melted a little bit, and that's why so much pigment is coming off. So I need to fix this. Now my batteries have died on the Derwent electrical eraser, but I think I can tone down this blue. Yes, that's better. Much better. So I'm using a very, very light touch now. Just loving this. Absolutely amazing. What a simple pencil can do for you. It's just lovely. I'm using this eraser now as a blending tool, actually. I'm looking at the highlight. I think it's a little bit too large, that I should make it a little bit smaller. This is the orange mineral, so I'm going to add a little bit more color. You can eat acorns, did you know that? But there's one problem with them. They got lots and lots of tannins, which make your intestines ache a lot. So if you want to eat acorn, you have to cook them, smash them into little pieces and then cook them, and then you can eat them. And you need to cook them in water, and then get all those tannins out. I'm actually quite curious what they taste like. I've no idea. Maybe I should try that as a little project. I think that's a little better already, but I still think the shape is not exactly right, so make it a little bit smaller. How about that? Adding this glorious crimson red. This is the fun thing with pencils, with color pencils. You can use them like paint and just blend and mix, as long as you use those very light layers. You can do so much with them. Now let's go for the Terra Rose, and I think we are almost done. I want this acorn to be the star of the show. And I think I need to do change a little bit here. So I'm going to use my electrical eraser as a blending tool again. I don't think the color is really right, so let's use this orange mineral again. Now this is, if I'm correct, well I know it's a European oak tree, but there are different types. But this is a European oak tree, but I have to say the nicest acorn are from an American oak tree, I think. They are a little less, they have a different shape. These are a little bit elongated and the American ones are a little bit more rounded. I really like them. Now I'm using the 10% French grey just to add a touch of lightness here and there. I think that might help. It's a technique that I haven't used before, using a light grey in this way, but why not? I could choose to use it here, but I think I would need to use the white one. Let's put the grey on the branch. Let's try it. This is white. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I like that. So I think this is almost finished. I have a marine green here. I would like to add a touch of contrast over here, just a touch of it. And I think I will leave it. So in a little bit over 30 minutes I did a coloring project like this, and it was so much fun. I can highly recommend this coloring book to you. I will put a link in the description of this video so you can take a look at it. It is Leila Duly's The Flower Year, and you get all year round drawings, or drawings of flowers and plants that you can find in all different seasons. So it's a lovely book, and well, I had a great time with this first video, and I'm looking forward to making another one. So wishing you happy coloring, happy painting, and until the next video. Bye bye.